Hello friends, welcome to Safety Hunts channel. In this video, I am going to explain about fire extinguisher, its types and the extinguishing medium. So let's get into the topic. A fire extinguisher is an active fire protection device used to extinguish or control small fires, often in case of emergency situations. It is not intended for use on out of control fire such as the one which has reached the ceiling or endangers the user. So in such cases, we require the equipment, personal resources, or expertise of the fire brigade. Typically, a fire extinguisher consists of a handheld cylindrical pressure vessel containing an agent that can be discharged to extinguish fire. So now we will see what are all the classes of fire. Classes of fire. The main classes of fire are class A, class B, class C, D, E, and F. Class A fire is an ordinary combustible fire which consists of wood, paper, and textiles. Class B fires are flammable liquids like oils, petrol, gasoline, and liquid fire. It's called a liquid fire. Class C is a flammable gas like LPG, LNG, methane, ethane, propane, all will come under class C. Now we'll see what is class D. Class D fire involves the combustible metals like magnesium, titanium, and sodium. Class E fires are those fire which involves live electricity. Class F is those fires which involves the cooking oil. Now we will see what are all the fire extinguishers medium. There are five main classification of fire extinguishing medium, which is water, dry chemical powder, wet chemical powder, carbon dioxide, and foam. Now we will see about water fire extinguisher. Water fire extinguisher will be marked on red color. So here the fire will be extinguished by the method of cooling, because when we press this operating handle, the water will come out, which ultimately removes the heat from the fire. So there won't be adequate heat to burn. It can only be used on class A type fire, which is solid fire like wood, textiles. Now we'll see about foam fire extinguisher. Foam fire extinguisher will be in blue color. So here there will be a foam extinguishing agent which smooths and cools the fuel. Without heat and oxygen, a fire cannot burn. So it is electrically conductive. So it can be used in class A and class B type of fire. We'll now see about dry chemical powder extinguisher. This chemical powder will have a red color with a white strip. Dry chemical powder works in the way which breaks the chain reaction between the fuel and the vapor and oxygen. It smooths the fuel, and it is not a good coolant, which means it cannot contain the heat. So it is widely used all across the world because it can extinguish all classes of fire, including the electrical. Now we'll see about carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. Carbon dioxide fire extinguisher will look like a red cylinder with a black strip. So carbon dioxide extinguisher smooths the fire and cooling the burning fuel. So the fire will not take place since the heat will be taken off. In except this cooking oil fire, which is class F, it can be used for all. So it is also non-conductive. So ideally, it could be widely used in electrical, which is a class E type fire. Now we'll see about wet chemical fire extinguisher. These are identified by beach cylinder. These contain 90% of water and 10% of emulsifying chemical. It extinguishes the fire by sealing off the surface of the cooling oil with a chemical blanket, but also act as a coolant. It is electrically conductive. So it can be used in class A and class F, which is a cooking oil. Now we'll see what are all the things to be checked when using a fire extinguisher. First, we need to see about the trigger. I mean, there are two kind of handles. This is a carrier handle and this is operating handle. So these triggers should not be bent. And we have to see this pressure gauge and it should be in a charged position. So if you see here, there will be two positions, red and green. The pointer should always position in the green, which is a full one. The hose should not cut off or punctured, and this hose should not be blocked by any foreign materials. Also, there should be a pin, and every month it has to be checked and it has to be ticked for any damages or something. Also, there will be a third party certification involved here. So in every 3 months, it should be checked and by a competent authority to let us know that it could be used in a real life situation. Also, there will be a plastic tag tied off around the pin and trigger, and the cylinder should not be corroded at any cost. Now we'll see how to extinguish the fire. The simple thing is pass. PASS, P for pull the pin, A for aim, S for squeeze, and another S for sweep. Now, here additional points are included, which is select the correct extinguisher. I mean, depend upon the classes of fire, we have to select the respective fire extinguisher to extinguish the fire. So we need to test the extinguisher. It should be marked okay. I mean, this green pointer, as I told you earlier, this should be there. And we have to look for the line of retreat. If in case the fire is uncontainable, so we have to get out of the situation. So we need to stand in such a position so that we can come out of it immediately. And we have to stand upwind for to avoid any smokes or fumes coming at us, and stand uphill of the fire to avoid any dangerous materials exiting from the burning fire. So we have to adapt a position to keep clear of smoke and heat. So because we need a clear visibility while extinguishing a fire. That's all in this video, friends. If you have any comments on what I have just said so far, you can comment me down and I'll be happy to explain you back. Kindly subscribe my channel to look at my latest videos. Thank you.